Good morning, friends. Thursday morning. This morning I want to share a little bit right after, how it was right after we got started in Greenwood. The Lord had made it so easy for us finding a home. First home building house we go in is just what we wanted. I had a flexible job, working whatever hours I wanted. The Lord had worked that out. I didn't even go looking for it. Just fell in our lap. We quickly met other believers in Greenwood and immediately had friends and support. It was like, wow, this is great. And then when classes began in early September, I went to class, and pretty soon reality began to set in. On the first day of Greek, which was I think the first class I had, the professor was talking about the various parts of speech, and he mentioned participle, and I said, I don't think I remember what a participle is. And he looked at me, he said, Mr. Blackwell, this is going to be a long class for you. And it was. I'd only had 1/4 of English at Virginia Tech, BPI, when I was there, and I had no foreign languages. In addition to the Greek class that day, I had 2 more classes, and each of the professors assigned enough work that would take me, I thought, a week if I didn't have anything else to do. And unfortunately, they would do in 2 days, and the next day I had 2 more classes. I was taking 18 hours of classes. I was trying to work 30 plus hours a week. I had a wife and children. I was president of Full Gospel. I don't know how that happened, as I told you. There were things to do in the house we bought, and in addition to that, I ended up being the unintended leader of a home group of probably close to 40 people from all different churches in the community: Catholic, Episcopal, Presbyterian, Methodist, Baptist. So pretty quickly I said, Lord, what am I doing here? I don't think I can do this. We had a wonderful job where I was very flexible. However, I realized shortly that having about a 40% less income would take its toll on various parts of our life. We couldn't do a lot of things we were doing before, and some things we thought were really essential, were even tough. I think I felt like something like a young man or woman who joins the Marine Corps and all excited about being a Marine until they get off the bus at Paris Island and reality sets in. Following the Lord had been really easy for me up to this point. And sorry about that. I didn't know that could happen. That was a phone call, in case you didn't hear it. But I realized, looking through the scriptures, following Jesus isn't always easy. In fact, a lot of people turned away from him when he was here, and a lot of people turn away even now, because a lot of times what he asks of us and the way he leads us and what he leads us into are not things we really want or like or find it easy to do. There is a cost to discipleship. Walking with Him demands something of us, and we have to choose. Jim Elliot, who was one of the young men who died in Ecuador back in 1956, trying to bring Christ to the Auca Indians, wrote something once. He said, "He's no fool who gives what he cannot keep to gain what he cannot lose." And that's the decision we have to make. Is gaining what we cannot lose better than giving up what we can't keep? So we knew that God had said we were to go. So we were counting on Him to carry us through this time, to meet our needs, to enable us. The truth is, those 3 years in Greenwood were probably the most wonderful years of our life, or some of the most wonderful. And I'm going to keep telling you about that. But it soon realized that the classes at seminary were not the real reason God had us there. It was what He was going to teach us and show us and cause us to be a part of. Living in Greenwood was the real purpose of going. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to start telling you about the first class that He had for us, so to speak, outside of seminary. So you can't tell a young Christian that it's going to be hard at times following Jesus. First of all, they wouldn't understand it. No one can fully understand, but we do have to make a serious commitment that will carry us through that, enable us to say, I don't care what happens, I'm going to follow you. You know, there were a lot of men and women, even today, that pay a huge price to follow Jesus. Most of the things we have to pay, so to speak, are insignificant compared to that. We don't lose our life. You aren't being shunned or hurt by others. So we have to, we get to follow a wonderful, loving God. God bless you. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.